That's NVT Deuce.
What's good with the planet Earth? What's good with it? And you are tuned into the vibe. Welcome to Four Aces Presents NVT Deuce. I'm your host of the evening. As always, I am the Saint, and tonight it's just another Saturday night conscious storm. It's a little breezy outside here in the great city of Sacramento, California, but we're going to do what we can to keep you warm if you're a little bit cold. And for those back east that are listening to us on the late night, we appreciate it and we welcome you to the vibe, as always. Tonight we're going to kind of mix it up a little bit with the music, but there are a couple of announcements that I'm going to be making.
All right, guys, so that'll do it. MVT Deuce, like I said, you can find them on random nights from Tuesdays to Saturdays to Thursdays. Just keep an eye out for MVT Deuce, MVT West, right here at the Four Aces Presents Radio Network on Spreaker.com/user/ Four Aces Presents. 12 different shows, one unique voice. I'm Double K. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Hey, Saturday night, live at 7 p.m. Pacific. Check out the Mr. Deacon Experience, only on Spreaker.com. Four Aces Presents Radio. Hey, everybody, be sure to check out Spreaker.com. Four Aces Presents Radio on Sunday for Brick House 2.0. It starts at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 Eastern.
Stop that. Sorry, the outro started playing.
Oh,
We're not ready to
shit.
be done yet. We still got shit to talk about. But now first, so first and foremost, I'll talk a little bit about tomorrow night. For me, Cole's still debating, so we may or may not hear a V1. Hopefully, we will. He's been
I don't know.
We'll
I
see.
don't know, man.
But,
Feeling lazy.
For sure. Hey, you deserve. That's why we do it the way we do it. So if you need to take time off, it's still a show up there, and there will be a show tomorrow. There will be a K doubles about 70 minutes. I honor the late great Tom Petty with some of his greatest hits. So
Tom Petty.
And all these flavors, and you choosing to be salty. Anyway, I want to say, yeah. So listen in at 8 to some great tunes, and kick back with me and learn a little bit about Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Lovely band. Grew up listening to them. Pretty sure that old man over there did too.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh, fuck that. I didn't listen to Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Hey,
Getting
Cole.
a phone call.
Hey, I was just about to say, that's that bullshit calling right there. You know you grew up listening to Tom Petty.
Oh, that's some bullshit for real. Shit.
Oh, man. Anyway. So,
Nah, I don't know who the fuck that was calling me at this hour of the night. What the fuck is wrong with them?
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
That's who was calling?
Yes. You know what he was calling to tell you personally, Cole? Don't talk bad about the XFL, boys. Anyway.
Well, wasn't gonna talk bad about it. I loved the motherfucking LA Extreme when it was motherfucking XFL was around the first fucking time.
Yeah. I rooted for him because they were from California. I really wasn't all of it. The only thing that has me excited is that they're not coming back with any of the fucking gimmicks. So, like, that's cool. Like, because I didn't like most of the gimmicks anyway. About the only one that I saw as even close to fair was instead of a coin toss, they just threw the ball out there and you had to run and go try to get it. If you recovered the fumble, then your team got the kickoff. Okay, that's cool. That's a lot better than a coin toss. But the names on the jerseys, he hate me and all the rest of that shit was just like I was kind of over that within the first couple of games. So now, there's talk that Sacramento might be getting an XFL team, but that's because Sacramento's just trying to bring any type of football to Sacramento. They don't care who. They just want to bring somebody to Sacramento. And I don't blame them. They're a big enough city that they should have a professional football team, but they don't.
Yeah, well, I don't care what cities get the teams. I just want motherfucking to be able to watch some motherfucking football.
Well, so all that positive said, here's the downside. I agree with some of the people on ESPN, some of the talking heads that spoke about the XFL, that said, what kind of quality football are you going to get when some of your requirements for being a player in this league is that you can have no criminal record? Most of the good players have them, with an exception for maybe about 3 or 4. You can't have any kind of stance on anything politically, which is fine. You don't want that in your league. You don't have to have that in your league. But I think it definitely cuts down on the amount of talent that's going to be in your league. And so,
yeah, you can't put those types of motherfucking things on people. That's taking away freedoms.
yeah. So basically, like, Vince McMahon wants nothing but the clean cut, like, choir boys, and there aren't many ones. Don't get me wrong. There are some men that play football that are good, looking, just good people. I know plenty of dudes that played football through high school and never got in trouble, never smoked drugs, never did anything, never even went out. They went to practice, they went home, did homework, they went to bed. They didn't really go out anywhere unless it was with their parents, and they was just led the good life their whole life. And then of course they got to college and went buck fucking wild, but that's a whole different subject. But there are players out there that fit the criteria, but once again, you're top tier talented. The guys that you're trying to take away from the NFL, the guys that would go in the top tier of the NFL draft, don't fit your criteria. They just don't.
Nah, they don't. Not at all.
So what quality? What you gonna have a bunch of fourth and fifth rounders out there playing against each other, and you expect this? I know that they're not trying to compete directly with the NFL, but you expect this? I don't know. Maybe the USFL survived for a few years. Maybe this version of the XFL can too. I don't know. We also got to see what kind of coaches they're going to get to coach these teams. So he said it's going to be 8 teams, and McMahon can kind of do this stupid shit that he's doing because I guess he's funding the entire league. Like, there's no investors. There's just Vince.
Just Vince?
Just Vince. Vince is paying the salaries. Vince owns every team, basically. Yeah. But they said that they're not going to put caps and limits on how much they can pay their players. So, like Molly Karam said on First Take, I don't really see Vince shelling out a $50 million contract to any athlete. Period.
Nah, I don't see no big ass contracts going out like that.
Nah. So good luck, Vince. I think it's a great idea to bring the XFL back. I don't necessarily think the NFL needs some competition, but if you can give us some strong football during the off months, from February to like August, and maybe have your championship game wrap up like late July, kind of like arena football does. If you can fill in that gap with some more natural football, not the gimmicky arena football type football, I can see you having some slight success. Just stay off the NFL stage. Don't ever go to Sundays and Mondays during football season, or Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays during football season, or Saturdays for that matter, because that's college. I doubt your product can even compete with college.
Ooh.
So the NCAA is just too big. So, like, real talk, just stay in your lane and you're going to make some money. Stay in your lane and you're going to make some money. But you try to compete with the NFL, and I just don't think that you're going to be putting together a good enough product to compete with the NFL. Just dead serious. And as much as people think that they're trying to catch that niche of people who are pissed off about the whole kneeling situation, and they're like, oh, they're going to watch this because they're tired of the politics of football. Yeah, you're going to get some, but not as many as you think. It's not going to be enough of them to sustain a league on its own. And the damage to the NFL's pocketbooks is going to be minimal. So I'm just saying that I love the idea, Vince, and I definitely can't wait to see it in action. But you're stunting yourself with this no criminal record and all the rest of that shit. You're stunting yourself because I believe that you wouldn't compete for NFL players like Tom Brady and so on and so, but you might get some of those second tier guys like a Johnny Manziel or those, those guys that were talented but kind of
Colin
struggled out
Kaepernick.
Maybe, Colin Kaepernick. You can get yourself some guys like that, some really talented guys, that can get out there and push your product that aren't playing in the NFL right now, that want to play in the NFL. Because basically, at its best, the XFL is going to be a semi-pro league, and really nothing more. Like, it's going to be where guys go before they go to the NFL. Because I guess he said he's not going to put an age requirement like the NFL on it. That's where shit's going to be interesting. Pardon me, I understand that young kids are getting bigger, faster, stronger by the year. But I've still very rarely seen players that are ready size-wise to go directly to the NFL right out of high school.
Nah. There's a couple, but nah.
Not as a whole. You might pluck one or two from the high school ranks a year. But that would be it because there's just those guys that get killed. You put them out there with some professional or ex-professional NFL monsters, they're going to get killed. There's a reason why the NFL rule stands as constitutional that they must wait 3 years because it's a health thing. It's a health and maturity thing. This is part of the reason why, going into a sidestep, this is part of the reason why I think that the NBA needs to and MLB. Well, MLB doesn't need to because they have a minor system that takes fucking forever to get through anyway. So you might as well start right after high school and fucking that way maybe you'll be in the majors by the time you're in your 30s. Unless you're just really, really super good. Just like WWE is kind of using NXT to develop these guys that aren't ready for prime time and develop them into ready to for prime time before they shove them out there in front of that WWE universe. But yeah, these guys, there's a reason why they got to play for 3 years because they got to grow. It's not just mental maturity, it's physical maturity as well, and it's for their own safety. So Vince, before you start taking high school kids, please be intelligent about it and make sure you're not throwing something. I don't want to, Cole, you know the movie The Water Boy.
Yeah.
You know the
my
one.
My mama said.
Yeah,
I know.
When Michigan decides to put they towel boy out there at wide receiver.
Yeah. Yep.
See, that's what happens when you let a high school kid get out there on the field with some grown men. But real talk, that's just my biggest worry is that he's not putting an age limit or a placement limit as far as like how far you are in college as to where when these players can start playing for him. Because the last thing he needs now is to have some kid get out there, be super talented but super tiny and wispy, and some safety fucking destroys him and fucking breaks his leg and ends his fucking career. And next thing you know, Vince McMahon's getting sued because the kid shouldn't have been out there in the first place. He's gonna win the case because he gonna have all his ducks in a row, but the bad publicity alone is going to kill the whole league. So just please be smart. Be smart about it, Vince. Please. All right. Back to wrestling. That was some great XFL talk there.